Okay, all right, people, we live. You know, a brand new Google Hangout. Y'all know I haven't done one in a while, but shout out to the people that are already here. I already see people in the room already. If you haven't been on my channel and have seen this guy that I'm speaking to right now on this Hangout, his name is MisanthropikOne. He's a YouTuber. His link is in the description box to his channel. Make sure you go subscribe to it. And we're gonna talk about some different topics in culture and politics. And we really may piss off a few people, you know, because I'm gonna just let him say what he wants to say and get, you know, and get his message out, you know, even though it may, you know, again, upset some people, but that's just how it works sometimes. You know, I upset people with things that I say. So make sure you, hold on, let me get some shots. Let me get to the chat room first. Shout out to everybody that's here early, because y'all was here early. Shout out to Zargon, says looks forward to this one. Okay, cool. Let's see who's here. Charm, Takara, Marv, Bella, B Friends, True ATLN, Mitzi, Raining Woman. Let's see, Jessica Wright, Renee, Mermaid, the Feral Wolf. Charm, everybody, what's going on? Let me go ahead and let you introduce yourself, MisanthropikOne, and tell them about yourself and your channel, and yeah, just tell them generally about yourself.
Hey, what's up, guys? For those that don't know me, like JD Black said, I go by the MisanthropikOne. I know a lot of y'all gonna ask what that means. A misanthropist is someone who just can't stand humanity. And you know, on my channel, I just talk about social issues, a lot of hip hop stuff, because I'm a big hip hop head. I'm a big comic book enthusiast. So I mix all that shit up. Anti-SJW. I can't stand majority of fucking people. So that's what it is. And I'm glad to be doing this with my brother JD Black. I've done one with him before, a couple of, I think one or two, right? They're old though.
Okay.
I don't know. We did a couple of shits together before, but glad to do this again. It's a long time coming. So.
Yeah, it is a long time coming, man. And you've been doing your thing on YouTube for a while, man. And I've noticed like you've been speaking more on the social issues. And I think that you and I can agree on a lot of things that you've been talking about. And
yeah.
And let's see. And one of the things that I want to ask you is that what got you to go in that direction? You know what I'm saying? Because you're very well known for doing, your hip hop nature. What got you to really being passionate and speaking about, social issues?
Well, a lot of people always look to hip hop for I guess social content. And I've always been, as I was growing up, I always was like sort of like a liberal-minded dude. And the more and more I was growing up, I mean, my uncle told me this years ago, and I never wanted to believe it because, growing up, I've always heard, conservatives are bad people and Republicans are racist.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just, yeah, you know what? It was common. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I never fucked with it. So, as I was growing up, I had these views, like when it comes to hip hop, you hear a lot of the violent shit and everything, which I love gangster rap, but I learned to separate the art from the artist. Like I love lyrical content and shit like that. And, tell a story, you could be as violent as you want, but in real life, that don't translate for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe in selling dope to my people, that just doesn't work. That's hypocritical, and I don't believe in killing my own people. None of that bullshit. You know what I mean? So I started questioning that early on, then, the shit with when Obama was running again, his second, his second term, I was like, I still have the video up. I said, listen, you gotta vote for whoever you want based on their policies and you know what they've done, not just because of the skin color. You know what I mean? Granted, I did vote for that side, but you know, you know, it's because you know I believed in them. You know what I mean? But you know, you just ask yourself certain questions. You know, like to go back to my uncle. My uncle told me, he goes, you know, the older you get, the more conservative you're gonna become, especially when you have children. And it took me a while to think about it, but then I started to see these values come out. Like, I believe in capitalism. I love making money. I'm sorry, I just do. You know, everybody does. I love guns. I love guns. I love freedom of speech. And those are conservative values, you know? So, you know, I started, not that I went to align myself, but like, that's just where I fell as far as, you know, being a conservative and libertarian, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm all for, you know, I like to say, I got this from fucking Kid Rock. He goes, I'm social liberally, but overall I'm conservative. Like, that's how I view myself, because like, I don't care if two dudes want to get married. Like, what do I give a fuck? You know, that's your business. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't care about none of that stuff. As long as you have a good heart, to me, like, I'll fuck with you. You know, I don't care if you're gay, transgender, whatever. I mean, there's this like whole thing where if you're conservative, that means you're homophobic or whatever. No, I have friends that are gay. Like, they cool as hell. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean I have to fucking sleep with you, you know, because you gay.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, this is whole fucking thing. So that's just where I fall, and that's why I jumped on the social shit. And I've been going. I know a few people are angry with me about it, but you know, I just don't give a fuck. Like, your feelings are insignificant.
I hear you on that, man. I can agree on that, because you just said it, like, you going into more of a political lane. Like, did it upset the people that were already subscribed to you? They like, why are you talking about politics? You know, we don't want to hear that. We just want to hear what you've been talking about. Did you come across with that in terms of?
Yeah. You had a few people that they'll be more subtle about it. They'll say like, oh, I'm just here for the hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, trying to be slick. And then you had some people that were more open with it. Like, oh my God, why are you going this way, this and that? And, you know, and let me tell you, truth be told, it's mainly because of Trump. That's why people are like that. Because if I was one of these social justice warriors, most of these people wouldn't give a shit. They wouldn't care. But, you know, I've gotten a lot of respect too. Some people say, you know what? I respect the fact that you're telling the truth. Your truth. You know what I mean? Like, you're being honest. This is how you feel. You know, so even some people that disagree with me, that follow me, they still say, hey, listen, I disagree with you, but you know, I'm glad that you're honest, and I respect that. You know, that's all I really look for. I don't look to please anybody. You know what I mean? And I've said that from the beginning. Yeah. Yes, Mark King. Yeah, I'm giggly as hell, man.
Hey, man, that's how it is, man. You having, you know, good conversations. You know, you're gonna laugh it off, because, you know, you and me, we probably dealt with dudes getting in their feelings over just opinions, and that stuff does make you laugh. That people would get so emotional because you don't agree with them on everything.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, that's my thing, you know, sit here, and when you really don't get fucking frustrated, like, you know, my name, MisanthropikOne, came from me being fucking angry and all that shit. And part of me still is. Like, I'm a fucking angry, tortured soul. I swear to God. But you know what? I've learned, you know, especially in this era, the Trump era, like, I see all these people spurging out and spazzing off of nothing, and it's just hilarious to me. That's why you know, you gotta laugh, because it's funny. It really is. Like all these people have with Trump derangement syndrome. It's like, dude, it's 2 years in. Like, you really let this guy live fucking rent free in your head for that long? Like, you're the problem, not him. You know. So I just gotta laugh. You know, everything is just too fucking funny.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you know, political affiliations, right? Whenever you have an opinion like you have and like I have, people always say you're trying to be a Republican. You know,
right?
You know, why are you trying to be a Republican? Why are you trying to be, you know, a coon or a sellout, and you're supporting a party that's racist? And it's like, well, having common sense, you know, you would look at the political, you know, what's going on, and you wouldn't really be strong on either side. You would be more in the center and be more on the common sense of everything. Like, listen, it just makes sense to not want the government all, you know, controlling your life, you know, be able to do the things that you want to do, support who you want to support. And if I just so happen to support Trump and feel like he was a better candidate than Hillary Clinton, that shouldn't mean that all of a sudden now I'm just this newfound Republican. You know, it just means common sense. Speaking from a common sense perspective,
right?
About that,
right? Yeah, and that's it too. You know, I've always said like I'm more center right. You know, when it comes down to, you know, where you want to drop me. And what you said is true. You know, people will say, you know what, I voted for him and this and that, and you see all this shit, dude. I know one of my good friends, his family, like there's people that won't even come down for Thanksgiving or Christmas because they know that some of them voted for Trump. Nah, I'm not gonna show up. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, seriously? Like, this is where we're at. Oh, shout out to Vigo. I see Vigo's in the room. Vigo Von Doom.
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, no, but dude, that's just a sad state of affairs. Listen, you know, I get into it once. Me and him got into, well, it was heated on his side. Like, I wasn't getting mad at all. I just said, look, this is who I support. It is what it is. If you're gonna have high blood pressure over the shit, that's your problem. I said that got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Like, these are the reasons why. All he was saying was racist, right? You know, this is like the whole, you know, that NPC meme. You've seen that shit blowing up lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you seen that shit?
It's been driving the left is crazy.
That shit, dude, you want to talk about funny? That shit is that's the greatest, and this isn't no exaggeration, no hyperbole, nothing. That is the greatest meme of all time. It was just literally put out there, and they're responding the same way that the meme is put out there. They don't get humor at all. That's why that shit is hilarious. As boring as it looks, it's the most genius fucking thing on the planet.
Yeah, and it fits them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, y'all don't see how that's you. Racist, sexist, xenophobe. You hate immigrants. Like, dude, what are you talking? Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be fucking good.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, when I first heard about the NPC thing, I was like, at first I was thinking, okay. And then I thought about it, I said, you know what? It actually fits them, especially when they're on social media. You got all these groups of people who get together to complain all the time, and they don't think for themselves. So being a NPC fits them. And that's what's funny is like people who's been more to the right, they're very creative. That's why they're hated so much, like the guys on Reddit and some of these other messages. You know,
4chan.
Yeah, 4chan. That's why they're so hated, because they're so creative and they're able to come up with creative things that piss off people. Like Pepe the Frog pissed off people. Now the NPCs is pissing off people. Man, it's funny to me.
Yeah, like Twitter's purging all these motherfuckers. I'm like, it's hilarious. Yeah. And did you see those memes? Some of those, that you got the Colin Kaepernick one, you got the fucking feminists with purple hair. Dude, I saw those pictures and I was crying. I'm like, who the fuck came up with this shit?
Yo, dude, I'm telling you, those guys are really creative, man. They are very creative, and they can make like serious situations. It may turn into hilarious, make it hilarious, because these guys, these leftists, these lamestream liberals, they constantly getting in their feelings about everything, especially if it has to do with Trump or with you wearing a MAGA hat. And now with the NPCs, it's like the littlest thing triggers them. So it's always funny to when they make these memes, because it pisses them off even more because they're so easily triggered, you know?
Right. And people don't understand that is the key to Trump winning again in 2020. I keep telling him, I'm like, dude, all these little things that you're doing, all it's going to do is piss people off, and people are going to spitefully vote for him. That's it. People are going to be like, you know what? I'm tired. This is how we won the first time. All this PC, feminist shit. Oh, he said grab him by the pussy. So what? You said it too. Like, don't all of a sudden be some fucking virtuous guy, some guy that said it fucking 15 years ago when he was talking to another dude. Like, stop. Like, you're no better than anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, I can't stand all of this shit. Everyone's a virtue signaling asshole nowadays. And it's like, dude, just, you know that guy, No Bullshit, right? You ever seen his videos?
Yeah.
Okay. So he put up a video, I think that of that actor, John Hamm. He did this whole thing called White Thoughts, right? And it was this whole thing about, it was like what do you call it? Like a skit on what white people think and this and that. And it was the biggest, like, cucked out, virtuous, like, it was just so ridiculous. So I commented on and I think it's still the highest rated comment on there. It got, like, last time I checked, it got like 400 thumbs up. I said, the one thing I can't stand are these cucked out, no vertebrae having white people. Those are the worst white people on the planet, because those the white liberals, you know what I mean? Because they're the original racists. They think of everything in a race category or a gender category. Those are the guys that I hate. Stand up, be a fucking man. Listen, you can be honest. That's fine. I'll live with it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't stand that shit. I really hate that shit.
Yeah, and I'm speaking of that. Let's get into the SJWs, ruining culture, because you've made various videos speaking on the culture and what SJWs are doing to it. So, step by step, why don't you talk about some of the topics that you've spoken about in regards to SJWs? Because you've spoken on a lot of them.
Well, first of all, the term social justice warrior, it's a mixed term, because there are social justice warriors. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, to me, Malcolm X would be a social justice warrior. Martin Luther King, although, he has his faults, he's someone that I would consider a social justice warrior, because, at the time, what was going on, what they were doing, they actually sacrificed their lives. It got taken from them. People like Marcus Garvey, people like those are social justice warriors. Right. Now, you have people that essentially take first world problems and they equate them to something that's supposed to be virtuous. You know what I mean? So that drives me fucking insane, because we've overcome so much. Let me say this too, because I know there's going to be some people that say, well, racism still, no shit. Racism still exists. It will always exist, simply because of the fact that people are always going to look for a reason to justify why they're better than you. No matter what it is, they're going to do it. You know what I mean? It could be if it's not your skin, it's going to be the fact that you have like an ingrown toenail or something. And then they're going to say, well, I'm better than you because of that. It's just ignorance. That's all it is. Yeah. So as far as these guys, like, I see it. You asked me about the hip hop before. I stated before that SJWs won't touch hip hop because of the fact that they need Black people as pets, because it is a Black art form overall. However, it's slowly starting to seep in. I did a video on Eminem, how he became the Antifa rapper. That's essentially what he is to me now. So yeah, he just is just a rapping Antifa. That's it. So it's easy to attack him because he's a white dude, and it's always been easy to attack him because he said the word faggot and this and that, like he's been saying that. So he's gotten that heat. But now that he embraced that SJW culture, look at what he has to deal with now. The dude goes and plays some fucking concert. What was it? Bonnaroo or whatever. And there was some pyrotechnic shit that sounded like gunshots. What happened to him? he had some type of oh my God, yeah, look at what's going on. He has gunshots. You should be thoughtful of the people of Las Vegas. And it's like, you know what? I don't feel bad for you, Eminem. This is what you asked for. You asked for this fucking crowd. When you split your audience in half, doing that fucking freestyle and saying fuck you if you support Trump, guess what? You pander to them, so you have to deal with them now. And they're slowly starting to seep into hip hop. I'm gonna do a video. I think I'm gonna drop it today because I just saw the article yesterday. How that fucking dumpster fire fucking BuzzFeed is now saying, oh, hip hop is protecting their abusers, and they're going at like Nas and like Tekashi 6ix9ine and all that shit, dude. I warned these guys about 2 years ago. I warned y'all. I told you that this was gonna happen. When you sit and listen, what do you think they're gonna come for? They're going for movies. They're going for movies. It's all art. They want to control anything that has some type of segment of fun. They're gonna come for it. That's why, you know, the SJW thing for me, they're like cancer. They just infect. They don't. There's no real justice behind it. They just want to. They've done this. Oh God, with movies. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go. I don't want to see. I told my friends after Avengers 4 comes out next year, I'm done with Marvel movies. I'm fucking finished. Do you see these political ads like with the fucking Avengers?
Yeah. Chris Evans, like he's really like, you can just tell he has that derangement syndrome heavy.
Oh yeah. Dude, I love him as Captain America. And once I saw that shit, I'm like, dude, no. I can't, don't do this to me, man.
Yeah.
Oh God, I see the question. Go ahead.
I was about to ask you real quick, because I still want to stay on the thing, but you know, Real Prophet wants to know what he thinks about the Jews.
I
mean, about it, like I've spoken here and there about, like, to be honest, there are Jews out here who I feel like are inside these cultures, and they are contributing to the degradation of Black people. But I don't think that's all Jews. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Jews.
Yeah. I'll into that. I mean, look. See, this is how I feel. Like I'm more about the individual. You know what I mean? Like I do know about how a lot of them profited off the slave trade and all that shit. Overall, it all depends on who I come in contact with and what I know about the person. You know what I mean? Like what I admire about Jews nowadays is they're very fucking organized.
Yeah.
Our fucking race needs to fucking get on that ball. I mean, Ice Cube said it himself because he got accused of anti-Semitism because of you know, when he was going at Jerry Heller and shit. So he goes, no, he says, listen, if Blacks were half as organized as Jews were, we'd be in a different position. And I totally agree with that. Dude, I was driving through Brooklyn a couple months ago because I did a podcast with my man, he's an MC, Mike Rips. Shout out to Mike Rips. Okay. And as I was driving home, well, I was driving to and I was driving home. No, I was driving home because I went a different way. I forget what part I was in, but you look everywhere and you go, holy shit, these motherfuckers run everything.
Yeah.
Everything in that neighborhood you see is Jewish. Like the school bus is Jewish. The fucking physical therapy center, Jewish. It's a whole network in there. And it's like, holy shit, no wonder these guys have no problems. And I always refer back to a issue that happened a couple of years ago where I don't know if some of y'all might remember this. It was kind of a big deal up here in the Northeast in New York, actually in Brooklyn. There was a kid who was kidnapped from their school, one of these schools over there. So when the cops from the outside of that community wanted to come and help, they said, nah, we got this. Within 2 days, they caught the guy. They have their own police. They're ridiculous. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah, they you know, it all depends who I'm dealing with, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like in the industry,
Right,
very represented. And I noticed it's not just behind the cameras; it's in front of it too. Even though
right.
So
yeah, listen, and that's the other thing too. When it comes down to Jewish people, people get mad at that sort of shit. It's like, well, what would you do if blacks were dominant or prominent? You would be putting other niggas on. That's what you would be doing. You would be saying, all right, listen, come here. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna make X amount of dollars doing this. And then you branch off. You donate to this charity. You do this and that. Let the money come back in. This and that. So when people have that sort of what would you say, assertion about them, it's like, well, what would you do in that situation? You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to think about it that way. Yeah.
It's only going to help you on. Let me get back to SJWs real quick.
Right.
You look at the movie industry, and that's where like the social justice messages have hit the worst. Because now a movie has to have a female lead. She has to be masculine. If you look at like the new Terminator movie that's going to be coming out, or the newer one, and did you see that poster that they put out?
Oh God.
That's gonna be the future of Hollywood. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Dude, they say, what is it? I think James Cameron's supposed to jump on for that. I mean, that's the only thing driving me to see that. Look, the movie was good enough. Look, Sarah Connor or Linda Hamilton, the chick that plays Sarah Connor, perfect female lead role. You don't need to fucking make chicks look like dudes. Just she was perfect. Like this whole shit that you see where they're trying to do this whole gender switching shit where women are supposed to like fucking be butch and all this shit. And then you got dudes being all cucked out and everyone's being emasculated. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't want to see these movies. I'm done. Jay, I swear on my grandfather's grave, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I'm going to save my money. I'm not going to go see these movies. I'm tired of it. There's very few. Like, look, shit with like Mark Wahlberg. I love Mark Wahlberg. But, they came to him and asked him some political shit. He goes, dude, I'm a fucking actor, bro. Like, why are you asking me this shit? You know what I mean? Some shit with him, I'll support. You know what I mean? But majority of Hollywood, I can't do it. I can't do it. They're taking too many annoying stances. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, make your movies. I get that you have opinions. If you want to share them, fine. But when you're doing this, just pushing agendas over and over and over and all this drivel. And over half these motherfuckers don't believe in half of that shit, but they kind of got to do it. Listen, I got one of my cousins is in the industry. He's an actor. Okay. And he tells me the same thing. We just had a cookout at Mom's and he was there and we were talking and he goes, listen, you better be a fucking liberal as an actor. He goes, you better be a liberal. He goes, and he said about himself, he goes, look, I got conservative views myself. He goes, I got some liberal views as well. He goes, like, he's a mix. But he goes, when I'm on set or they're talking about shit, I don't bring up my conservative half. He's like, I can't do it. Because he's like, I'll be done.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say his name, obviously, but it's just ridiculous. When I heard that, I just started shaking my head. I was like, dude, I know. Like, oh God.
They will bully you to no end if you're not
right.
A liberal, and that's sad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, listen, this is why I respect Clint Eastwood. He makes a gang of movies, a lot of great movies. And he gets respect, but he's an open conservative. He goes, look, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. What do you think about Donald Trump and black people? Like, what do you think about this notion that Donald Trump just hates blacks and minorities and he's trying to destroy us and send us back to Africa? I actually heard somebody say that he wants to send us back to Africa. Dr. Vern, but what do you think about that, bro?
Oh my God, dude! That is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. I've heard that several times. I remember I was on Facebook and one chick, we were going back and forth. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't even post on that shit anymore because people just start crying on that shit. But that's a whole nother story. But I posted something. I forget what it was. But this girl that I've known for a while, she brought that. She goes, well, I wonder if these same people are going to back you up when you're on your ship back to Africa. And I said, what are you talking about? Yeah, because people were liking what I was saying. So I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Where did you hear that from? Of course, again, no response. And she's talking about the rhetoric and all that shit. I'm like, come on. Like, I'm sick and tired of people painting this guy as a racist. Like, this guy was loved by the black community. Growing up, all you heard was how people were relating to him, especially in rap. You have millions of bars about Donald Trump. You have songs about Donald Trump. Now all of a sudden the guy runs Republican and he's a racist. Like, stop. Like, come on, man. Like, there's one thing, if you got a problem with his policies and you want to talk about that shit, I get it. But don't sit here and say, well, the guy was always a racist. Yeah, he was always a racist. When Jesse Jackson turns around and gives this guy credit, which Jesse Jackson's a fucking clown, but he is a guy that a lot of black people worship. He was the one who said, if it wasn't for Donald Trump, minorities, particularly black people, wouldn't have openings in all these economic sectors. He said this in the 90s. You know, Donald Trump's getting awards for helping black people. He's getting awards standing next to Rosa Parks. You know, Muhammad Ali, he was friends with Mike Tyson and what's my man's name? Mayweather. I mean, come on, stop. This is ridiculous. You know what I mean? And people are trying to go back and have this retroactive fucking hate. Like, oh, I always knew he was a racist. Dude, seriously? I mean, he was on fucking, what was it, Method Man's second album, I think it was? Like, stop it. It's just so hypocritical.
Yeah, and they done took all these pictures with this guy over the years, and now you want to disown him. It's like,
yeah, like, dude, like, okay, it's one thing if you say, you know what, I disagree with the guy politically, but whatever, fine, that's cool. But all of a sudden, the guy's a racist, and you know, the funniest thing is, I think it was that chick, Angela Rye or whatever. She goes, I'm not sure if it was her. Don't quote me on it. But it was one of these liberal, black liberal chicks that said, you know, there's no one black in the Trump administration. And then you got to ask yourself, well, because you have Ben Carson. But think about it. If there is anyone black that's working with Trump, what do you call him? You're going to call him a coon. You're going to call him a sellout. You're going to everybody want to work with him. You know what I mean? They don't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah, and that's why.
Yeah, I don't think he wants like black genocide or anything. The guy's a capitalist, man. Like, if the country's doing good, he looks good. So it doesn't matter where the money's coming from, as long as the economy's pumping, which it is.
Yeah,
I don't understand what your problem is. You know what I mean? Like, this is fucking stupid.
And I'm seeing people bring up the fact that he's a businessman. I mean, okay, so you're telling me a businessman will be wrong for running a country like a business? Like, you want your country to do good. You don't want them to be in these bad trade deals like they were, you know?
Right.
So you're going to put America in the best position to make money and be successful.
Right. You want that. Going back to us as blacks, this is a perfect opportunity for black people to and start investing in themselves. You know, building businesses, so that way we can become a independent force. You know what I mean? Something where people, you know, because I'm sick and tired of us voting blindly Democrat. You know what I mean? This is where the Brexit and all that shit comes in. They don't do anything for you. You look at Asians, they don't vie for political power. They listen, they do what they do. And people have to sort of bend for them or whatever, you know what I mean? But they make money. Same with the Jews. The Jews are probably the most dominant or best example when it comes to that. They're not running around looking for any of that political power. But guess what? You're going to bend for them. You're going to bend for them. Why? Because they got money. Black people need to get on that on that boat. It's funny, as much of us that listen to hip hop, you have an album by the Locks called Money, Power, Respect. And this is my problem with a lot of us blacks. We'll go and bump that album, but you won't go and implement that in real life. You won't take that aspect and say, okay, let me get the money, then the power, then ultimately the respect. You know what I mean? You just want to be loved. You want all this nice shit. You want emotional validation. That don't get you anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need the only way to really, get a foot, get your way up in the world is you do have to have financial power. You got to have something to trade. You got to have something that people want, and they come to you.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do in order to get it? And we ain't in that position because we got a bunch of these lamestream liberals, and you got these black, controlled leaders who are speaking for us. But as long as their pockets, they're getting money in their pockets, they don't really care about what's going on behind them. On the people who put them in position of power. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking out for everybody, just looking out for themselves. And that's what we have.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I mean, I always congratulate brothers that, got business going for them. And I try to support them, especially if they got good product. There's a New York, when I go see my pops next time, I'm streaming from there because I talked to the owner. This place is close to Harlem. It's called Flame Keepers Hat Club, and they sell all sorts of hats in there, like more vintage style and more like Kangos and golf hats and shit like that. But it's black owned. They're very professional in there. I went in there, bought myself a couple of Kangos. I bought one for myself and one for my father because we were hanging out one day. And I asked him, I said, yo, you mind if I come in here and do a video promoting the store? He goes, yeah. And I told him, I said, listen, I got sort of a fucking foul mouth. He goes, listen, I drop a bunch of F-bombs too. He goes, it's fine. So I was like, okay. So next time I go see my pops, I'm a go there and hit them up. But yeah, that's the idea you need. You know what I mean? Employ black people, or let me say this, employ people if that want to help themselves. You know what I mean? Particularly if you want to help out black people, help them out, but they have to want to help themselves. Don't just see this idea that we're caught up in, oh, we got to save everybody. No, the fuck we don't. No, we don't. If there's people that are pieces of shit and they're not looking to do anything with their lives, fuck you. If I see someone that's hungry, that's this and that, yeah, I'm gonna help you out because I know that you're gonna be a good worker, you're gonna be a good partner, whatever,
Yeah, and that's why that's one of my main talking points because when I say certain things, I have certain commentary. I know that there are going to be people who are going to disagree with it. And, at first I didn't really understand it because it's like, if I'm speaking truth, a lot of people should relate. But now it's like you either relate or you don't. You either understand what I'm saying or you don't. I can't help everybody. I can only help the people who understand me. I don't have the time to waste to try to talk people into believing me because I'm not going to change my stance, especially if I feel like I'm right. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean I'm being stubborn. It just means that I feel like I'm following a path that is the best for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I want to know whether you're going to follow it with me. You know what I'm saying? Or you're just going to go in circles,
Right. Yeah. That's exactly how I feel. That's why I say, when people say all this shit about conservatives and all that shit, I got into it, one dude on Twitter who said, oh, your buddies that are conservatives and this and that. I said, dude, I'm not conservative because I'm looking to buddy up with people. That's just my mindset. You know what I mean? I get along with everybody. Listen, I live in the New York, New Jersey area. You know what I mean? I live in New Jersey, but New York is super liberal. I have friends and family that are like this. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. This is the way, this is how I feel. This is what's comfortable for me. I'm living the way that I want to live. Like, I get up in the morning, I go to the gym, I do this and that. It's comfortable for me. Other people like to do this. I'm going to talk to and help the people that either need help or understand me. You put it perfectly. This is my path. You don't have to walk it with me. You know what I mean? And by the way, I know you're not really MGTOW anymore, and I'm sort of like getting out of that. You know, I just prefer to, you know, be purple pill, but that's the same mentality that I use when I'm dating and shit. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, you either with me or you're not. Like, what's the deal? You know what I mean? If you don't like it, there's the door. I just don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would consider myself a red pill, but my ideology is still MGTOW, but it's just like the newer MGTOW, I can't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in myself. This incel bullshit, man. It's just like
yeah.
I can't even make certain videos without these guys flooding my comment section and shit without, you know, and it's like the real like red pill MGTOWs, like we don't co-sign that, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you see a lot of guys don't even make MGTOW content like that anymore, because of what it has become. We feel like we've led people. It's almost like unknowingly we've led people kind of in a direction to think that if you are not supposed to date women at all and things of that nature. It's like no. It's about you bettering yourself as a man first. You can't put women first, yourself first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. You know, shout out to Maurice, by the way. And Simply Deep. Oh my God, Simply Deep. This motherfucker finds himself in every goddamn live stream. This guy, I don't know what the fuck, man. This guy's like a fucking ghost or something.
He's a traveler.
Yeah, this motherfucker's in every goddamn live stream. Like it's insane.
That's cool. Nah,
but yeah, but yeah, the incel shit, you know, it's kind of weird. You know, that a lot of them get classified as angry people, which I mean, I've seen like very few of the shit, and it does kind of come off that way. And then, you know what I mean? Because I'm an angry fuck myself. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think that should like permeate into the whole whatever. But I understand like how people might feel. You know, people like you or other people might feel like, you know what, I'm gonna step away from that, or I won't even put that out there because I don't want to be lumped in with these.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I had to take a step back, man. I was making videos, and I would look at the comment section and be like, damn, what the fuck? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'd make a video simply about, you know, bettering yourself and what to look out for when you're dealing with women. And they're like, fuck all women, stay away from them. And, you know, don't deal with them. Like, and they just going at any woman they see in the comments, say they're just going at them. I'm like, God damn, man. Like, where's the peace that used to be here? Where's the just speaking on, you know, topics and explaining your story, man? What happened to that? You know?
Right. Yeah. Oh man, dude, Jay, let me tell you, if I could go back in time to like maybe 10 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago, maybe even 15, dude, I would do it in a heartbeat. I can't take it now. I can't.
Yeah.
Dude, I get up in the morning and I'm fucking pissed. That's why I go to the gym and I throw my weights around, man. I got to take it out on the weights.
Yeah, take it out on the weights.
Yeah, man. Dude, because I would be one angry son of a bitch if I didn't do that.
Yeah, man. We gotta have our vices, man. You know?
Dude. I mean, it's either that or I'm hanging out. You know, you get older and family becomes super fucking important, man. Super fucking important. I can't stress to anybody, you know, because when I was younger, I would be running around and, you know, friends are important too. You know, I still have pretty much my close circle. But family, man, shit. You have no, I mean, well, you do, but to the audience, anyone that's below, I would say 25, let me tell you, hang on to your fucking family, man. That shit is important.
Yeah. You know, you know, that's interesting because, you know, as I get older, I'm more like, I like to deal with a lot of the same people. You're not saying I'm not sociable, but you tend to want more people around you who you feel like understands you and got your back. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're younger, you out there, you're not really caring about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you get older, you they have those thoughts in your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how you know, like, you're getting older, and let me tell you, getting older sucks. I fucking hate it. I hate all the responsibility. I mean, I get it up and being a man, or let me say a grown-ass person, because I handle my responsibilities. But, you know, you kind of miss those days where you could just go out, drink, come home, just nod the fuck out, you know, do whatever the fuck you want. But, you know, yeah, it's very fucking important. And when I say family too, your friends counting it, your super close friends counting that, you know. I would say about 4 real close friends that I could say, okay, these dudes. One in particular is my brother. That I would call him my brother. Me and him, like, even my mother acknowledges my friend, this dude, as my brother. Like, he says, this dude has done so much for you, and he never had to do shit. He never asked for anything, you know, and it's vice versa too, by the way. He could just say, hey, listen, I need this done, and I don't even think about it. Yeah, we go. You know how someone's a really good friend is if they ask you for money and you don't have to chase them for them to pay you back. Right. That's the first thing you hang on to. This dude asked me, you know, we were already close. I've known him since the early 90s, since I moved to Jersey, right? We've been close since then. But a few years ago, we went out, and you know, like I said before, like, you know me, I'm into my comics and everything. So we're at this store, and he bought this. He wanted to buy this Venom, you know, because me and him, you see statues in the background. So he saw this one of Venom. So he saw it was like about $400. He money on me. He was like, I really need that, because he saw it on eBay or something. The shit was like $600-700, but he saw it at this place we were at $400. So he goes, yo, Solomon, that's my real name in case you didn't know. But well, no, you know,
I know
because
they don't know, but I know.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I've said it on my YouTube before, but he'd be like, yo, let me get some money. Let me hold $400 so I could get this. I went without thinking about it. Went to ATM, gave it to him. Within days, he goes, "Oh, here you go." Gave it back to me. Wow. Didn't have to say nothing. Go hunt him down. He just goes, "Here you go." Yeah. Wow.
In 8 days?
Huh?
He said in 8 days he paid you back.
No, in 2 days. In 2 days he came back. Yeah, he came back. We were hanging out. He goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot," and he gave it to me.
Yeah, that's a friend. That's a friend. You know, not just a friend. That's a friend. You know. Yeah.
That's a definite person you want to hang on to. Yeah. You know, where you don't have to keep asking, and like someone like that, I don't even deal with it. I learned from what's that movie, The Bronx Tale. You remember that lesson, right? You remember the lesson in that movie with that dude, how he kept chasing him down for $20, and what did he tell him? He goes, you paid to find out who that guy is.
Oh, okay.
So remember he was like, he showed you his character.
Yeah, that's a good quote, man.
He was like, it's priceless to find out someone's character. So you got off cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you really see him. You know, you basically, it was an expensive lesson. You know.
Yeah. More or less.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, man, because I've been wanting to get to this. I've been wanting to know your opinion on this. What do you think about these hip hop rapper activists, man? What do you think about these rapper activists, man? The TIs of the world and some of these other guys, man.
Listen, man.
All these other people.
Who else?
Meek Mill now. He's an activist.
Listen, man. Again, you know, I did a video on T.I. I've said several things about him. All these guys, they're all hypocrites, number one, because first of all, their music, gangster rap, they talk about killing niggas every other bar, slinging dope, fucking bitches and shit. So, I mean, look, all of a sudden now you're jumping on something that is hot, is a hot topic. You claim you're for your people. But meanwhile, if anyone is to believe your bars and you know, and say that you did this in real life, you destroyed lives. You literally crossed that Rubicon, I guess. You crossed that line where you did all this shit and you're still selling that shit on the back of, well, I'm really an activist. Like, dude, you like, make up your fucking mind. The only people that I kind of respect, even though I kind of disagree with them, maybe a Chuck D. I can understand. He was always the political guy. You know what I mean? Like, I could see him saying some of that shit. T.I. shouldn't be saying none of that nonsense. You know, Meek Mill, this fucking guy. Look, Trump says, hey, listen, you were just in the bin. Come on down. Let's talk about prison reform. Jay-Z gets on the phone. Nah, don't go down there. It'll hurt your image. Okay, you're an activist. So what's more important to you? Helping out your fellow black people that are wrongfully in prison, or your fucking image? Which one is it? That's why I'm not taking Meek Mill. T.I., I mean, you know, this dude is the biggest. Did you see the other day with him? This guy talks about, oh, helping out the community. Now his own people are suing him because of that restaurant. He hasn't paid these people. I'm like, dude, these guys that talk the loudest.
They're hypocritical. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're talking about, you're getting mad at Kanye for going and speaking on shit that niggas been complaining about for years. Prison reform, stop and frisk. Dude, he's going to the person that Trump may be ignorant to these things. He's bringing it to light. Hey, listen, this is what's going on. Mind you, now this motherfucker just opened up a trap museum. So I'm saying to myself, dude, like, how the fuck? How does that work? Like,
now that's cool. Now that's cool. That's cool.
Yo, dude, I said to myself, because I did the video, and then someone had sent me the picture after I dropped the video, and I'm like, shit, if I had this a few hours earlier, that would have drove my point home. And I'm saying to myself, dude, how the fuck are you opening a trap museum and you got black folk walking in there? You could take pictures with, you could take mugshot pictures, go see drugs and all that shit. I'm like, I don't understand. How does that work? How does that work? Like, I could see open up a Black History Museum. Okay, fine. I could understand that. But a trap museum, dude, I am not taking you serious. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. Who else? Snoop Dogg. Oh yeah, dude. I think that speaks for itself. I'm not dealing with that motherfucker. Now all of a sudden the guy's a pastor and
gospel singer.
Yeah, like, dude, you're still smoking blunts, which, again, there's nothing wrong with that, but you still advocate dealing dope. Your fucking biggest album is called Doggy Style, dude. Like, no, I'm sorry. Daz Dillinger, another fucking joke. What's this other fucking Swiss Beats? Pete Rock. I'm so disappointed in Pete Rock. Like, stop. I'm tired of this. Stop being a hip hop activist. Like, it's just so stupid, especially these gangster rappers. Like, it don't make sense, especially when, you know, I know you're going to bring up Kanye, but Kanye was in there talking about the right to bear arms, you know, and all you rappers talk about is busting your gun. So why are you mad at him bringing that up? Like, I don't understand. Make up your fucking mind. You know what I mean?
They can't. And that's why I feel like hip hop culture is in trouble. Because if these are the people that we're listening to and looking up to, you see why these younger rappers, the generation, are the way they are. You know,
right? These hip hop activists, like, they annoy the shit out of me, man. They really. There's a dude named DJ G.I. Joe. He did work for. There's a rapper. Shout out to Diabolic. That is my dude. I've done videos on him, and he's a humble dude. You know, we always shout each other out all the time because I be on his IG streams and stuff. But even DJ G.I. Joe was like, dude, he wants to do some type of like mixtape or album. He's like, listen, and no political shit. He goes, I'm tired of that crap. He goes, I don't want to do none of that shit because Diabolic kind of beef with fucking Talib Kweli, who's probably the king of that SJW hip hop activist bullshit. But yeah, like I could seem turned off from that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, a lot of these guys, I feel like are going in that direction, and because I think some of them could be relevancy, it could be because they're promoting something. So yeah, let's get to Kanye. Like, he had a falling out with Candace Owens. I did a stream.
Right.
And what do you think about him in this particular moment? Do you think that because he said that just because he's stepping back from dealing with Candace Owens doesn't mean that he still isn't basically a Trump supporter? So the media is trying to spin it as he's dissing Trump. He no longer wants to deal with him. Like, what do you think of Kanye West now in his stance? You think he was right to diss himself for?
Well, first of all, with the whole Brexit shit, personally, it's kind of petty. I think Candace came back and apologized yesterday for it. I think it is petty, but at the same time, I kind of do understand Kanye's point of view because he said, I just think that he doesn't want to be the face of the movement. Like, he just wants to shine a light on something that's very important, because there are a lot of Black people that are conservative, or let me just say independent thinkers, because that whole movement isn't just saying, hey, be a Republican, even though Candace Owens is. It's just about just be a free thinker, because there's a lot of people that are just independent. You know what I mean? And, Anthony Brian Logan, you know who he is. Shout out to ABL. Like, he said the same thing. He goes, no, you don't necessarily have to be a Republican. You could be a Democrat too, as long as you open your mind and see why you are a Democrat, why you want to be one. That's all we're saying. Well, that's what he was saying. So that clarifies that as far as that whole Brexit shit. You said you wanted you asked me about what I think on people trying to spin it as him hating Trump and shit.
Yeah, like there's a like this that to say, okay, well, he's disassociated from Trump. Like Ebro brought it up, and he was gloating, and Kanye.
Oh God,
he told them.
Listen, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like he tried to warn Kanye not to deal with Trump, and it's like, dude, shut up, man. You didn't warn anybody about anything. You just, what I'm saying? You just running your mouth just to run it. You don't even know what you're talking about. Kanye had to come back and clarify and say that he still supports Trump, man. And they're trying to spin it.
Listen, yeah, first of all, Ebro's a fucking punk. That's number one. Number two, listen, the media is gonna spin it, because majority of it is liberal, so they're gonna spin it as, oh, look, see, he hates Trump and this and that, and you didn't hear it from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean? So you go to Kanye's Twitter and you see what's up, or wait till he drops on whatever medium he wants to see what he says. All these reactions, and I've said this on my channel a dozen times, all these reactions, all they do is prove Kanye's point. You know what I mean? Like, it's nonsense. All of y'all are bullying this guy simply because he said, look, he's my president, I support him. That's it. That's the crux of his argument. And you got people flipping. It's so hilarious. My little brother said the same thing to me. He goes, when he first came out and said that shit, my brother goes, and he was like, dude, I looked at Twitter and he goes, everyone's fucking mad. And he goes, doesn't that just prove Kanye's point? And I said, yeah, exactly. They're all just falling in line. Right. So I'm not surprised that this is happening. I'm just glad that Kanye is still maintaining his stance. He just goes, look, I'm just not affiliated with that, but I do still feel the way I feel, which he should. You know what I mean? I get it. Look, you don't want to put your face attached to something. You're just saying, hey, look, this is what it is, And that's fine. That's fine with me. And, you know, I was watching ABL. He dropped a video, I think it was yesterday. And he said, listen, the show's still going to go on, whether or not Kanye's there or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, it's about the message. It's about the mindset. That's it. And it's still going to be powerful. I think it is, because if you look at that Young Black Leaders Summit, my God, that was fucking powerful.
Yeah, I'm about to ask you about that.
How did oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. Let me think about that. Huh?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I wonder how the fuck you get into that shit, because I would have loved to go down the bread with some of these guys, man. That would have pissed that video alone would have pissed people off.
Yeah. You know what? Shout out to Marcus A. Brown. You know, I saw his video on World Star, man.
Yeah, shout out to Marcus A. Brown. That's my dude.
They had it turned up, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, listen, man. His book. Do you have that book? Just Another Book Niggas Ain't Gonna Read.
Yeah.
That book is fucking amazing. You got it?
Yeah.
You do? Yeah, that shit is fucking great. I love that book. That is a must-have. You need to get that. If you guys are on there, search it. It's on Amazon. That's where you got to get it from.
Yeah, and I can appreciate guys like him, out there, really doing stuff, and instead of just talking, they're actually doing. That's what I can appreciate, what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why when I see him and others, young black conservatives going to this meeting, I was like, you know what, this is what we need. Not everybody should want to be Democrat. Or, you should have black people who want to be other than that, because they feel like the other, they have a perspective that can really help black people, but it's going to come from a more conservative manner. And that's one thing I can appreciate about him and others who were there, meeting with Trump. Now, from what my understand, it was some people was getting invited, so
right.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's people probably who just showed up, but I think it might have been invite only. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I heard my man Hotep Jesus got banned from there and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he did, man. I'm still trying to scratch my head as to I'm hearing things, but I don't know if it's 100%. Yeah, but from what I understand, it's because of maybe some comments made towards ones.
I heard it was because like he said some things that could be perceived as anti-Semitic or whatever, and this and that. And I'm saying to myself, even if he did say that, the whole point of what I've learned from a lot of these, especially conservatism now, is one of our main tenets is free speech. So he should have been able to go in there, maybe clarify what he was saying or whatever. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. You want that dialogue. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case and Charlie Kirk had him banned for that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, and I guess because it was kind of like a business meeting, and you didn't want any negative attention brought to it, and the media is going to bring it there. If Hotep Jesus show up, they're going to be able to
since he already made Starbucks look like fucking clowns.
Okay, Marcus, I was there. You had to register. They bogus for banning Hotep. Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, Marcus is here. Oh shit. Yeah. What's up, Marcus? Love your fucking book, dude. Love your fucking book.
So I'm like, they could have let that pass, because you're gonna get negative attention anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's no need to ban them. You're gonna get negative attention regardless.
Right.
And
I
don't see the point of banning them, because it's now this is looking bad on TP, but not TVP, but Turning Point USA.
Yeah.
And but shout out to Marcus Brown. Hey, Marcus, I seen your video on World Star, bro. Y'all really had it, turned up over there, man. Y'all was doing your thing over there.
Yeah, dude. Those are great. I saw this fucking guy, what's his name, try to slither up in there. Roland Martin. My God. Yeah. That dude.
Did he get confronted? Didn't some guys confront him?
Yeah. Yeah, it was Leo Dunson. I think I saw him in the video. This dude would not address any questions. Like, he just kept bringing up shit. It's just like, dude, you deflecting, bro. Like, his shit is just fucking. Yeah, man.
You know, because he's there. I guess he's there, you know, just to be the eyes, you know, just to be the
he's the overseer, essentially.
Making sure people ain't being too intelligent. And
ABL ran up on him. Not that. Oh yeah. Marcus, the news won't show that. I know, that was the other thing too, because if the news shows that shit, that destroys their narrative. That destroys the liberal talking point. They won't show it, or they'll just have Al Sharpton going and talking shit, saying, "Oh well, these guys were just being used." And it's like, dude, why? How does that even make sense? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna pay a bunch of niggas to come out and give them. That's just stupid. That I can't see Donald Trump doing that. You know what I mean? Like, he's not that type of dude.
Yeah. So let's see. The one final thing I want to ask you. Well,
yes, sir.
One or two. What do you think about this issue with this caravan and immigration? Like, do you think black people should be? I've said this. I think black people should be very concerned, because where you think these people are going to be put, they're going to be put in your communities. Okay. So what do you think about that?
Dude, I've been saying the same thing for a while, man. Listen, you know, you heard of this rapper, Myson? You know him?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's another one of these fucking activists. Great MC. Look, I can't take anything away from his lyrical talents or anything, but this guy, to me, he's running around with shirts that say, what is it? Immigration is a black issue, but he's saying it for a totally wrong reason. He's saying it for the liberal side, at least wrong to me, because black people, like you said, where do you think these people are going to end up? They're going to end up in your communities. You think that these white liberals really want some of these low-wage people living in their communities?
Right.
You've got to be where do you think? I just laugh. I'm like, dude, they're going to be coming in. They're going to be taking your jobs. All these corporations want them to come in, because guess what? They're going to lower the wages for them. These people, truth be told, a lot of these people, especially from these South American countries, they're very hard workers. Listen, if you charge them, if you say, hey, listen, we're going to pay you $5 an hour, they're going to take it. And guess what? Your black ass that they're paying you for, guess what? They could get 3 of them for 1 of you. So what the fuck do you think they're going to do? Like, it's like, and I love it every time. Yeah, I tell black people, I'm like, listen, not every issue that's a minority issue means you got to fucking fight it. Stop fighting every fucking fight. Because if on the flip side, a lot of these people will not do the same shit for you. I know this. They won't. And that's how I feel about the immigration shit, this whole caravan nonsense. Listen, shout out to Project Veritas, man. These guys they are true patriots. Let me tell you something, because they just exposed, what was it? What's that guy? Beto O'Rourke. I call him Beto because he's a better male. Beto O'Rourke. His campaign was sending money to fund the caravan, which is illegal. So, dude, he's done. He's done in Texas. There's no way. I mean, he was already losing anyway, but he's finished. There's no way. Like,
they say he was only doing it for the money. He was only running for the money, because he got all those he had LeBron James wearing a hat with his name on it. Like, he's getting a lot of contributions, and I think it was just to make money. Yes, they're saying he's trying to make a 2020 presidential bid, and that's what he did.
Please. Dude, after this, I love seeing. This is why I love Project, because they just go in. They're doing real investigating. Yeah, people are like, well, they're partisan. So what? So, like, I was watching my man Sticks Hexenhammer this morning. Yesterday, he dropped a video. You know what? He said a lot of people say they're partisan. And he goes, so what? So are you. So are you. So what difference does it make? You know, so they go in, Project Veritas, they go and ask these questions undercover, and they get these real answers, you know, because it's these people in the campaign. You know, they blew up Van Jones' spot with the whole Russia bullshit. You know, they blew up McCaskill with her shit where she's gonna lose because of her nonsense. And they did the same thing with Beto O'Rourke. And what's the other guy from Florida, Gillum? When his partner said, "Oh yeah, he's not doing that. Yeah, don't expect any of that shit to be done." And this dude just shot himself in the fucking foot. So it's like, well, you're exposing all this shit, and it's like you expect to run for fucking president after that? Nah, dude. Don't even, just take your money, whatever you got, and just walk away. Like, what's this other guy too? I just want to bring this up because this is just so hilarious. The fucking Stormy Daniels' lawyer and the Kavanaugh guy, Avenatti. He's another clown. This guy's sitting. Yeah, I love him, man. I mean, I love him because I really don't like him, but the shit that he is virtue signaling and everything. What happened to him now? Backfired. The whole thing with Stormy Daniels, it backfired, and she has to end up paying now Donald Trump's legal fee.
Yeah, she got to pay him back. All that money she got in contributions going right to Donald Trump.
How funny is that? Like, I think that whore Kathy Griffin even donated to her because, you know, she's off the rails too. So how does it feel, Kathy Griffin, to be paying Donald Trump?
Paying Donald Trump his legal fees and then putting money in his pocket.
Yeah, there's that. And then now with the whole Kavanaugh shit, when people were, believe all women, believe all survivors. Okay, good enough, right? So now when people were saying, you know, bring evidence in it, no, you need to believe all women. Okay, fine. Now he's in trouble, and that other chick, they're in trouble for lying to the Supreme Court. The one chick, Swetnick or whatever her name is, now they're in trouble. This is why I keep telling people, those that talk the loudest got the most to fucking hide. Stop fucking being out here and say, oh yeah, I'm all for women. All this male feminist nonsense. Y'all are fucking creeps. That's all you are. You want pussy. Just go out there. I would respect a dude who says, listen, I just want to fuck. That's it. I would respect you more. Not this whole jumping behind feminism, like, and you're man and you're, you know, all for feminists, not third wave. Let me clarify that. Third wave feminism nonsense. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? You end up like, what's this clown's name? Cuck Norris, the guy, Jordan Hunt. You saw the dude where he roundhouse kicked the chick because she was simply asking him a question.
Yeah, man. You talk about weak as hell. Like, that's weak, dude.
You roundhouse a chick. I thought you were about caring for women. I thought you cared about them. Well, I mean, you know, that guy turned himself in because the cops were literally hunting for this dude. And, you know, thank God he turned himself fucking in.
But let me ask you one more question before we go ahead and wrap this up, man.
Okay.
State of hip hop, because you speak on it a lot and you've spoken on it a lot on your channel. Do you think it could ever be great again? Do you think that there's ever going to be more Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole types?
Make hip hop great again.
Yeah, make hip hop great again. Instead of you know, having some of these other guys, you know, who are looking clownish.
You know what? I feel. You know what? I've said this. I did a thing with Dead End Hip Hop a long time ago. And I said hip hop needs to be balanced. You know what I mean? Because you need to have some of these guys, as fucked up and as shitty as some of these dudes are. I believe a rapper who I'm also sort of friends with, a rapper, Apathy. I don't know if you heard of him.
Apathy. I think so.
Yeah, he's like a Connecticut. He's a rapper from Connecticut. Dope MC. Check him out. Shout out to Apathy. But he had an interview, and ever since he said this, I wholeheartedly believe this. This was an old ass interview too. He goes, dude, you need some of the whack shit out there because it only forces you to go look for shit that's great. You know what I mean? You need, because if shit, you need to differentiate from what's bad and what's good. And that's what I always say. Like, what's the barometer for what's good and what's bad? It's kind of like a necessary evil. You know what I mean? Like if there was no such thing as anything bad, you wouldn't know what's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so some of these guys, like I kind of understand. Look, I understand. Like if you're out there and you're putting this shit out there and people are eating it up, well, what are you gonna do? You know, you're just gonna continue doing that. You getting rich. So on some level, I kind of don't blame them. Ninth Wonder, the producer Ninth Wonder, also said this when he was talking about Little B, about the collaboration. He goes, without me, you know, going into the whole thing, because it was kind of profound. It kind of, that's what kind of changed my mind about certain things, because I used to go in on certain rappers on my old videos, but then he says, he goes, look, a lot of people didn't want me to work with Little B because you know, he was like looking at his hot songs and everything, and there were all those chanty type of goofy songs. But then he said he saw a song he did with Tony Yayo, and he goes, oh shit. He goes, you know what, that I could work with. So he said to the crowd, because he was being interviewed on a panel, he goes, let me tell you something. This dude Little B, he'll put out a song like, what is it, Wonton Soup or Egg Drop Soup? I forget what the name of the song was. And it'll get like 8 million views. But then he'll put out a lyrical song. He'll put out a song like Ambition. It'll get 25,000 views. He goes, you know what that tells me? It's not him, it's you. He goes, it has nothing to do with him. You know? So I was like, holy shit, that's true. He's only responding to, he goes, look, it's sort of like Drake. Like Drake, I understand him. You know what I mean? Like when he wants to go in, he can go in. But his bread and butter is rapping to these bitches. So I'm not mad at him. Like it is what it is. I get it. You know? So that's how I feel. I mean, hip hop, great rap to me is the shit that I promote for the most part. You know, I'll go searching, I'll go digging. But let me tell you something. I'm going to take a break from that because of the direction it's going in currently. I told O'Shea this. I said, listen, after 2018, I think I'm going to hang it up because I'm just tired. Like all these people are social justice warriors. Like I don't stop. Like don't do this to me. It's enough. You know, it's getting to the point where, you listen, if you could get too short to come around and say, hey guys, listen, don't be pushing up on these broads, man. Like if you could change that dude's mind, I don't want nothing. I don't. If the king of pimp rap changes his mind about shit, nah, dude. Nah, man. I'm done.
Yeah, but I can definitely agree. You know, it's not always the artist, it's the people, and that's why these artists make the music that they make, because they understand the people, maybe a lot more than everybody else do. You know, so yeah. But I'm about to go ahead and wrap this up, bro. I ain't want to keep you too long, but I appreciate you being on, and that's fine to do this.
Jay, yeah, I love you, dude, man. You know, you're one of my brothers on this bitch, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, I can appreciate you and your opinions, man, and it's good to have you on here and have people finally listen to you and see what I, what I see, what I've heard from you, and see how good of a dude you are and how intelligent you are. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, you know, we black men, we are very intelligent who have different thoughts and opinions than other people. You know what I'm saying? We don't follow, we lead. You know?
Right. Yeah, man. Jay, you know, I wish you nothing but the best, you know, all the luck in the fucking world. And you know, I'm always keeping my ear to your shit, man. Always paying attention to your shit.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Because you know, my content may not be for a lot of people. Some people may complain, some people like, I love it. But I'm like, I'm just gonna produce and just put it out there and see how people like it, you know?
Right.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on. You know, you got nothing but love over here on my channel, man. And
yes, sir.
And salute to everybody that's here, that was here early. I appreciate that. Hopefully y'all liked the stream as y'all watched and on your way out. And I'll see y'all next time, man.
All right. Peace, bro.
All right. Peace, man.